Chapter 2, A Crown for a Queen. Kirsten sat with Lisbeth and Anna in a cozy corner of the barn. These days, it was much too cold to play in their fort under the cherry tree, so they brought their dolls inside and scooped out rooms for them in the sweet-smelling hay. The barn cats prowled around, switching their tails, but they were too wild to be petted or put into doll dresses. Kirsten was trying to make a dress for Little Sorry. She wrapped Little Sorry in one of Papa's white handkerchiefs and tied a piece of red yarn around it for a sash. Then she pretended to walk Little Sorry across the hay to Anna. "Do you think Little Sorry looks like Saint Lucia?" she asked Anna. Anna looked up in surprise. "Who? Saint Lucia. Don't you know Saint Lucia?" Kirsten asked, puzzled. Anna shook her head. "Is she someone you knew in Sweden?" Now Kirsten was really startled. "No, Anna. We celebrated Saint Lucia's Day in Sweden. It was the very best part of Christmas." "I don't remember Sweden," Lisbeth said. "I was just a baby when Mama left. We just celebrate Christmas Day." Kirsten's spirits fell. She hoped this first Christmas in America would be just like Christmas in Sweden. How could it, if they didn't have St. Lucia's Day? She thought Mama would be disappointed too. It was her favorite celebration. "Tell us about St. Lucia's Day," Anna said. She sat her doll on her lap as though the doll listened too. "In Sweden, St. Lucia's Day begins the Christmas season," Kirsten explained. "It's the darkest day of the whole year. It's so dark that there's only daylight for a few hours. But no one minds the dark because St. Lucia's Day is such fun." "Tell us about St. Lucia's Day," Anna said. Lisbeth was braiding a straw belt for her doll. "What do you do?" "In each family, one girl gets to be the Lucia Queen. She dresses up in a long white dress and a red sash, and she wears a crown of green leaves and lighted candles. She gets up very, very early in the morning while it's still pitch black and everyone is asleep. She lights the candles in her crown, and she goes from room to room in the dark house, carrying a tray. First she goes to her parents' room. Even though they've helped her get ready, they can hardly believe their eyes when they see her. She looks so beautiful in her costume, but she wakes all the rest of the family and invites them to share. And invites them to share Lucia buns and coffee. That breakfast is the first party of the holiday season," Kirsten explained. Anna's gray eyes grew wider and she hugged herself. "Oh, a white dress and a crown. It sounds beautiful. I wish we had St. Lucia's Day." That gave Kirsten an idea. She motioned for her cousins to draw closer together. "Why don't we make a St. Lucia's celebration? Just the three of us. We won't tell our parents or the boys. We'll get everything ready and surprise them. Wouldn't that be fun?" Anna's round face glowed with excitement. "We'll keep it a secret." "Oh, I love secrets." But Lisbeth cocked her head and frowned. "It would be exciting, all right, but how could we get all the special things we need?" "That won't be hard," Kirsten insisted. "Mama always has coffee, and we can slice a loaf of our Christmas bread and pretend it's Lucia buns. That takes care of the tray." "How about the crown?" Lisbeth asked. "I think we could make one from a wild grapevine and wintergreen leaves. It shouldn't be too hard to do." As Kirsten planned, she grew more and more excited. Now Anna was too eager to sit still. She hopped to her feet and waved her arms, and the cat scattered and hissed. "You can be St. Lucia, Kirsten, because you know how," Anna cried. "But where will we get a white dress and red sash?" asked Lisbeth. "I have a white dress," Kirsten answered. "Well, it's really a white night dress, but it's just what we need. I wore it last year for St. Lucia's Day. It's in our trunk." Now the three girls looked at each other in silence. Then they each let out a sigh. "But your trunks aren't here," Lisbeth said. What is Saint Lucia's Day? Anna asked. It's December 13th, Kirsten said. Quickly, she counted on her fingers. That's 5 whole days from now. Elizabeth shrugged sadly. There's no use planning. If your father doesn't get that trunk, there's no white dress and sash. Anna let herself tumble backward into the hay. When she got up, hay was stuck in her braids. It was a grand idea, but we don't have candles for the crown either. Mama would surely miss them if we took them without asking her. But now Kirsten was determined to make a St. Lucia celebration. She had to think of something. Of course, we could ask Miss Winston. Kirsten got to her knees and grabbed Anna's ankle to get her attention. We could ask Miss Winston to get us some candles and to help us. Miss Winston was the teacher at Powder Keg School. She'd been living at Uncle Olaf's house for several weeks and would stay there all winter until she moved in with another family. Anna grinned. Oh, I know Miss Winston would like a party. She's been telling us about the Christmas parties they have back east. It makes her sad to think she'll miss them. And she has extra candles in her trunk. That still leaves the dress, Lisbeth said slowly. I don't know. Lisbeth, Papa practically promised me that he'd get the trunk soon, Kirsten said. We'll make all the things we need and we'll practice. When he gets the trunks, we'll be ready. Lisbeth looked relieved. We should start getting everything ready now. We'll have to practice up in our room so the boys won't know what we're doing. And we'll have to hide the crown under the bed, won't we? Anna cried. Or under Miss Winston's bed. They never look there. Suddenly, Lisbeth held her finger to her lips. Shh. Kirsten listened. She heard the cows mooing and Papa's deep voice as he brushed them in to be milked. It's Papa, she whispered. Go right now and ask him to get the trunks, Lisbeth said. Tell him it's important. Kirsten took a deep breath. She knew how Papa hated to be pestered, but she had to ask him about the trunks one more time. She climbed out of the hay and went over to Papa, who sat on a small stool milking a brown cow. He leaned his forehead against the cow's side. Steam rose from the pail of warm milk. Papa, I've been thinking about our trunks again. Can't you please get them soon? Kirsten said. Papa's breath was a white cloud at his lips. He raised his eyebrows. Just why are the trunks so important, Kirsten? Kirsten stubbed her boot against the empty bucket. I remembered our candlesticks are in the painted trunk. Mama will want the candlesticks for Christmas. We all want things we can't have. I've heard enough about that trunk, Papa said. He squirted a stream of milk into the mouth of the gray cat by Kirsten's feet. Please, Papa. Now Papa scowled. Don't ask me again or I'll be angry. Kirsten walked slowly to the stall where Blackie, Uncle Olaf's horse, munched hay. She patted his coat, which was thickened against the cold. What can I do now? She murmured to Blackie. Everything depends on that trunk. Blackie snuffled and pushed his soft nose against her hand, as though he sensed she needed comfort. On the way home from school the next day, Kirsten cut a length of grapevine and Lisbeth picked wintergreen. They took them to Anna and Lisbeth's sleeping loft to work on the Saint Lucia crown. Miss Winston was there. She sat on her bed to grade arithmetic tests. Of course you may use some of my candles, she said when they asked her for them. She took 3 new candles from the trunk at the foot of her bed and cut them in two to make them the right length. I'll hide the crown in my trunk if you like, Miss Winston added. I like surprises too. So that part was easy, but making the crown was harder. The first crown Lisbeth braided was too small. It looks like a bird's nest, Anna said when she saw it perched on top of Kirsten's head. The second crown Lisbeth made was much too large. It slipped right down over Kirsten's head and lay around her neck. And that one looks like Blackie's harness, Anna told her. Measure Kirsten's head first, Miss Winston suggested. She gave Lisbeth a piece of string. Elizabeth tied a string around Kirsten's head, but she braided the grapevine exactly the size of a circle of string. This time the crown fit perfectly. Elizabeth stuck sprigs of wintergreen into the braided vine, and Miss Winston set the candles in securely. Then they decided how the tray would be laid out. We'll have coffee and Christmas bread and a candle in the center. All the lights will be out except for the candles, Kirsten said. Saint Lucia comes into a dark room with her crown glowing. Anna put the crown on her own head and pretended to carry a tray. She walked slowly around the room. What does Saint Lucia say now? She asked. Say, Saint Lucia invites you to breakfast, Kirsten told her. Anna cried, oh, this is fun. Elizabeth came to sit on the bed beside Kirsten. She took Kirsten's hand. This is a good plan. Really, it is. If your trunk doesn't come in time for St. Lucia's Day, we can have a celebration next year. Don't worry, Kirsten, Elizabeth said. But Kirsten couldn't help but worry. She had butterflies in her stomach. She gotten everyone's hopes up, especially her own, and she was afraid to ask Papa about the trunk again. She would just have to wait and see what happened. There was nothing else she could do now.